Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another rant video, and this is going to be a Marvel related topic, as you can tell by the picture. And I'm just gonna my thoughts are going to be about how will Black Panther be able to succeed or process without Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. Well, either way, possibly like even though it is unfortunate he died from colon cancer that was brought up back in 2016, and then he ended up passing away last year, which he rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. But on top of that, like this definitely will affect the sequel to Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, with considering he is the main character and that he plays an important role being the Black Panther, because that means that they're forced to switch with a new character, either within the new cast, or they're gonna have to have an explanation as to what happened to T'Challa. And the personally, obviously, if we were talking about who's to bring the new Black Panther, we obviously can't bring Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger, because he was already introduced as Killmonger, and if you've seen the first movie, you already know what happened. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Obviously, you can include the Dora Milaje, for example, Denai Gurira as Okoye. You also have Lupita Nyong as Nakia. Obviously, the whole purpose of the Dora Milaje is they're meant to be his personal bodyguards. I don't know if they were to possibly include women as the Black Panther. I possibly was thinking Tetitia Wright as Shuri, who happens actually to be T'Challa's younger sister, named Shuri, that I already mentioned. But personally, like it would be interesting. It would be a huge twist if they did use a female character as the next Black Panther to take his place. But I'm sure they prefer like a more an adult alpha male who I don't know if the actor is alpha, but like I mean the character in general. So what could possibly happen is it could have something to do with the multiverse. That I don't know if they will include the multiverse, but what could possibly happen is that after how no, especially how well No Way Home went with the critics, the reviews, the viewers who saw it, and the amount of people who enjoyed it, you can kind of add that mix into the next movie for the sequel of Black Panther, where maybe someone, especially if it involves the multiverse, so if someone has teleported from the multiverse or has escaped through the multiverse to the MCU, into this world where Wakanda is. It could be a new Black Panther, it could be a Black Panther from another, more like obviously like from another world, anything that has to do with Wakanda. Maybe it's possibly another man named T'Challa with a different voice actor, different character, who probably was wandering into Wakanda, and maybe he notices there's something different about it. It's very diverse. It's very like complicated, and it's very developed with all the amount of like buildings they have, technology, resource. So this could be like an older, like this could be a T'Challa from an older generation. That's how I would think of it. Like if they were to include the multiverse, I'm just saying. But either way, they just have to fix the script. I don't think I understand that losing T'Challa is a huge he's a huge piece to this movie. It pretty much it destroys the core of the cast, because they felt he was the right person to do the role, who could do it better. Because we don't know who could do it better, T'Challa, who could do a better Black Panther. Because even if there was a T'Challa, it would have to be somebody from the multiverse. I feel like that's how the movie's gonna eventually gain more views. It's gonna be in the same path as Spider-Man, where No Way Home was like getting lots of respect. It was getting a lot of love because I'm not gonna spoil it. We all know what. For some people who've seen it, I will talk to you in person if I get the chance, but I'm not gonna spoil it. Again, if this movie were to include, like I said, they need somebody who needs to replace T'Challa. But then the thing is, like, if they were to replace T'Challa, they kind of have to like figure out a plot. They gotta figure what happened to the original T'Challa. This could possibly, if there was a new T'Challa, it could be, I don't know if he has a son. I don't know. It would be really confusing. It'd be unheard of where his son came from. Like that would be very that would be a huge coincidence, honestly, because there would have to be a lot of explanation. But it should be easy is to explain what happened to the child. He probably passed away from cancer. Like they could try to make it similar to what happened to Chadwick Boseman, but I don't know. Probably they're going to avoid any sort of disrespect. They're gonna say that he died from some other natural cause. I won't say he died from battling or like from a certain fight, honestly, because I feel that's the only way the movie will succeed. They have to figure what has happened to T'Challa as to why he could not show up in the movie. And we all know in the credits, I guarantee you in the credits, they are gonna bring up Chadwick Boseman's name. They're gonna say rest in peace. They're gonna have his picture, and they're gonna the people, the audio. If you see the director, the Marvel studio is gonna expect the viewers to give them a round of applause if that were to be the case. And for this movie to go out with a bang, I mean literally with a bang, they have to surprise us. The biggest surprise has to be someone who will take T'Challa's place. Either it's possibly a new character that we never seen before, somebody within Wakanda, or like especially someone who it could be, like I said, a new character possibly we've never seen before. Has to, obviously it's most likely going to be a black actor, a black male actor, and then he has to have to figure out what are the Black Panther's tactics, what are his methods, how he fights. Because, and if anything, it could be someone who's possibly related to T'Challa. It could be an unknown. It could be like a brother, his lost brother that we've never seen before. Like I said, because it has to make sense. I want the movie to make sense. I don't want it to be someone who poses a T'Challa, considering it was Chadwick Boseman who was the better T'Challa, who was originally supposed to be T'Challa, honestly. Because if that were to be the case, if there was to be a new T'Challa, like I said, they have to include the multiverse, just like they did with Spider-Man, because of with the time rift, all that. Especially when you saw all those ones for it. I guarantee you this movie will do really well. Had it something to do with Spider-Man No Way Home, where the rift has opened. We know as we see all those villains, where even if they do show up, like someone must have possibly came from that rift to the MCU, to the original Marvel area that we're looking at. Like I said, it could possibly be new T'Challa or somebody else who's willing to take his place. And then they would have to obviously hear the tragic news, what possibly happened to him. They have to learn his backstory. We have to know, like I said, we have to learn more about his backstory as T'Challa, what happened to him, why he could not show up in this movie, why he could not show up in that universe, like we're talking about right now. And again, this movie will end really well if they were to go with a different approach, like I'm talking about right now. And I guarantee you this movie will succeed because Black Panther is a hit. It's a selling hit. Because the fact that it's very unique. It wasn't just only T'Challa. You had a lot of black actors as well. You had a lot of black characters, and it was something different. Because the whole purpose of the Black Panther is to inspire black people and other people to like, and it's just more than just black people. It's just the fact that it relates to Marvel. There's a lot of speculation going on. There's a lot of fighting. We don't know what's to happen because, if anything, if there was to there was to be a new villain, like I'm gonna get straight to I'm gonna get to the point right now. So if there was to be a new villain, it's possibly gonna be somebody from Wakanda. Like that's what I'm saying. Like just like Killmonger, his family came from Wakanda. His dad came from Wakanda, and then you find out his father was assassinated, and then he realized he took it out on Wakanda. He took it out on his uncle, and that's when he said he wanted to become the Black Panther too. But I'm assuming if there were to do a villain, it's possibly gonna have to do with Wakanda. or somebody we are not too sure of. Like it could be someone who hates the Wakandans. Like it could be I'm thinking it could be possibly someone you could kind of. The point I'm trying to make, it could be a possible racist. It could be someone who's jealous of the Wakandans. It could be another group of people who are plotting to exterminate the Wakandans, take over Wakanda because of the fact that they can't, possibly because, not because of the way they look, because the fact that this type of stuff that they manufacture, they are more successful, they have a lot of shelter, they're very intelligent people, and that could bring some type of jealousy within the hate group. And then whoever is in charge of the hate group will reveal himself, and then he'll be looking for T'Challa so they can match up to the leader. And then whoever was to possibly, if there was to be a possible deal, the killer or the hater of Wakanda, he's gonna challenge T'Challa. So what would happen possibly, in my opinion, if he were to face off against T'Challa, whoever is the Black Panther, there would have to be some gamble. There have to be some type of risk. They have to put whatever is at stake. They have to bet on the fact that either Wakanda's destroyed, and then maybe in return, if the Black Panther were to beat this villain, the mysterious villain or the hater, that they're forced to leave Wakanda, never show their face again. But what happens is that the bet is off, and the villains will turn on the deal, and eventually they'll just decide to jump on the Wakandans, and then eventually will continue with the slaughter and then attacking them. But I'm not going to describe what the villain would look like. That is up to the studios, the director, how they're going to make this movie work. And again, we will find out eventually, sooner or later, once the movie does get released next year. It's either going to be next year or this year. And again, I hope you guys enjoy this rant video. Expect more content, upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.